Hello everyone, in this video I'll be talking about future updates to Subnautica 2's early access. With their 1.1 update coming here soon, we'll be covering everything related to the early access roadmap. As well, they actually kind of leaked some of the information that will be coming. Glad I made it out there alive. And one of the cool things is the devlog from a few days ago actually leaked some new stuff here. If you slow down the footage, which I will in a moment, you can see something in this very footage, which will likely be the next chassis that we'll see in game. Now here's the early access roadmap here and the map, which I'll be getting into. But they do plan to have minor updates every few weeks, and then the major updates will be taking several months in between. So with this here, early access 1.1 will likely be coming at the end of June or maybe early of July. And then we probably won't see the 1.2 update till later, maybe like the end of August. But with this, we're going to get a new biomod system here, which allows you to, at the early game, equip more biomods, as well as unlock passive slots so you can equip more. They will be reworking the blade encounters for the little enemies that come at you. You can shoot them, but they're going to make things a little bit more clear for those situations. There will be improvements to the wreckage that you find, because it is a little bit confusing as you go through them, as well as vehicle docking and fabrication will have some improvements, the PDA databank, as well, voice log priority system. What this means is that when you pick up a voice log, sometimes the audio is a little bit difficult to hear with all the game audio, so they will be making it a little bit more clear for that. So yeah, the more passive biomod slots, storage cache, and importantly, a sprint. For those that build bases over the Collector Leviathans area, you can, in the future update, you'll be able to sprint through that. And there is mods that allow you to do that currently. But the next update is going to be more so for multiplayer, so there's going to be new base building tools. You'll be able to pin recipes. There'll be voice chat with proximity chat. Sounds really cool. Emotes, player trading, and player revive alongside some more customization options, as that's really important for games like this where multiplayer people want to, express themselves. But the big thing and what I want to talk about today is the major expansion, which we likely won't see for a few months' time. So this will probably be later on in the year, which is going to add in new biomes, new creatures, new resources, tools, vehicles, and the next chapter of the story. We can actually see a little bit of the new vehicle in the dev vlog that they posted. So if we go and slow this down, as they're going through the water here, you're going to see in a moment, which is actually coded in the game already, and the PDA refers to it as the bullfrog mech. But right in a second, as they start to pan to the left here, we're going to see part of the new vehicle. Now, this is really easy to miss, but here it is. Part of it is just hidden in the video that they just shared. So, and again, here it is in slow motion. They also hinted that we'll be getting Stompy. So maybe we'll be getting something similar to the prawn suit in the first game, and the tadpole actually resembles this quite a bit already, so it could end up being a chassis, although I do know a lot of people would like to see new vehicles entirely added to the game. Data miners and modders have also already added the Elusive Leviathan into the game, so I can expect that we'll likely be seeing this at some point, which looks somewhat similar to this art that they did share in their dev vlog. Now, the big thing that I'm interested in is expanding the world and the new biomes. So if we take a look at Map Genie and their Subnautica 2 map here, there are a few ways that this could go. Now, what it sounds like from data mines is that there's going to be more clams. Now, if you know anything about real life of the ocean, squids and clams, squids like to eat clams. So that is likely going to be something that we'll see. And we already do have one of them in the game here, so this is something that you can go and mess around with. It's an early game way to get yourself some lithium, but all these eyes will open up if you end up touching one of these here. And yeah, we're likely going to end up seeing another version or many of these in the new biome, as it sounds like from all the data mines that have been done thus far. So in the devlog, they end up referring to the Collector Leviathan's location, but it would make sense as squids do like to eat clams. So I do have a few thoughts on where this could end up being. So there is the Great Jaw, that's where we're at currently. And if we look directly north, it would make sense if this big, large pit where the cicada ended up dropping down into, where there isn't really anything that you can do down here currently, this could be a location that we could see more of these clams, and potentially they'll move the Collector Leviathan. There are two in the game. There's one that's just in the middle of between Acts 1 and 2, and then there's one late game that doesn't make sense in the metal farm area. And this Collector Leviathan is really easy to avoid, because if you have the depth module, you'll be down below that for most of it, and you won't even really encounter it at all because it swims at above 250 meters. Now, another thought, there is the googly-eyed clam. If you found this, it is down here. So maybe we'll see another section of the map get added down into like the southern part. But what I think is most likely is we do have this one collector Leviathan here, and we have this huge open gap right here. It does sound like the next location will be quite large. So I have a good feeling that we'll see this whole area get fleshed out with a lot of clams and moving that collector Leviathan over into this section. So the area where you find all of this lead, and then you come over to this drop off here and there's absolutely nothing. The reason I'm thinking it's somewhere around here is from what they've said in the devlog, they want to make these updates so you don't have to restart your game entirely. That is one of the big issues is whenever you do make big updates to a game that's in early access, if people build their bases in an area that, you know, they've added new things to, it would end up destroying that and possibly causing issues. And they're looking to avoid that with the early access so you can keep all your builds. So I do have a feeling it's going to be over here potentially as a place that, you know, we haven't been able to go to. It makes sense with the collector Leviathan over there, although I do think that even with the clams too, it could make sense. It's a depth location, and we'll likely get the next depth modulator so we can go even further below. But yeah, my guesses are it's in one of 3 locations. The cicada wreck just right down below here. Most likely it's probably going to be up here, and it's going to be a larger biome with the collector Leviathans, maybe multiple here, and it actually would link up with the other collector Leviathan. So I can see that making sense. I will be following this closely though, so let me know your thoughts in the comments regarding Subnautica 2's next updates, and I hope you guys all have a great day. Subscribe if you found this video useful, and catch you in the next one.